guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing super well. I'm so happy to be sitting down filming a video right now. Today's video is going to be a review and swatches dealio of this palette from NYX. This is called the Modern Dreamer. I picked this up about a month ago when I was in Lethbridge at London Drugs. Hi Maggie. And so yeah, I've been using it a lot. Like I've been using it basically every day for the past month. So I have lots of things to say about it. And I really haven't seen that many people talking about this palette. So I thought maybe some of you would be interested in getting a few more details. But yeah, so basically this palette here, like I said, I picked mine up at London Drugs for $48.99. $49. Which is a lot, of course. Keep in mind, I'm in Canada, so I'm sure in the States it would be like $30, $35, but it was $48.99 Canadian. But with that said, you guys, there are 40 shadows in here. So I mean, that's a lot of value for that money. You end up paying about, you know, $1 per eyeshadow or so. But yeah, so this is what the inside of the palette looks like. Isn't it just stunning? I saw it and it literally took my breath away. I was like, oh my, like this is exciting to me. I feel like I haven't seen something like this, of course, at the drugstore, just this kind of like all-in-one master palette with all these different shades, tones, brightness, all that kind of stuff. I quickly want to mention that this is the second palette. Sorry, my ring light is really screwing us up here. But this is the second palette within this type of range that NYX has released. A couple of years ago, they came out with this guy. This is the Swear By It palette. And basically it has the same 40 shades, but much more neutral shades, right? I've talked about this guy a lot on my channel. Really, really like this. I've used this a ton. And if you've used this guy, I will tell you the formula in here is very similar. So just in case you've used it. And what I will say that's different about this one to this one, of course, the shade range, more neutral, a little bit deeper, brighter. If I'm looking in here, there is one pressed pigment in here, this guy, this blue shade right there. Whereas in this one here, there are lots of pressed pigments, and it basically says like, don't use them around your eye area, because as we know, pigments can kind of stain. And it's basically all of these orangey reddy shades and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think that's just a legal thing they have to say. I've never had any issues with pressed pigments myself. But yeah, I just think first and foremost, you guys, this palette is exciting. I feel like it's very few and far between these days where something is released that makes me go, oh my gosh, I need to get my hands on that. And this was one of those palettes. So what I think is really cool about it is that you have a lot of neutrals in here. If you actually just look at the top two rows here, it's all peaches and then like warm tone browns with some mauves over here. As I'm talking, I'm actually just going to start inserting some swatches just so you can see it. I'm going to be inserting them row by row. And so yeah, if you look at the top two, really neutral. Going into this whole area, this to me looks like, you know, the little Ultimates, that bright palette that NYX carries, that looks like that to me. I've never picked that one up and now I feel like I don't have to, but I just think there is so much variety in here and I really, really have been enjoying it. So I counted prior to starting to film this video, and out of the 40 shades, 25 of them are matte, which for me, I really like. I'm much more of a matte eyeshadow person than shimmery. And then there are 14 shimmery shades. And then this guy right here, this gold, is more of a pressed glitter, which honestly, a little bit disappointed in that shade right here because there's not a lot of base color behind it. It just kind of is a lot of glitter, which isn't my favorite. But you guys, the other shimmery shades in here are amazing. They look so nice on the eyes. There's something about this guy down here, this very kind of silvery blue color that I've been using as an inner corner highlight that's very eye-catching and beautiful. I went to my holiday work party last weekend, or 2 weekends ago now, and I used all of these green shades right here to create kind of like a dark green smoky eye, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I will say, you guys, like NYX for me, it is definitely hit or miss with eyeshadows. Some eyeshadows of theirs, some palettes especially, are my favorites. I use them all the time, and then other times can be chalky, dry. Unfortunately, I feel like NYX doesn't have the most consistent eyeshadow formula, but this one is really good. To me, this is between these two, it's like, this is as good as their eyeshadows get. That makes it sound negative, but I mean, I'm just meaning that this is good quality. These eyeshadows are really awesome in here, and I really can't wait to experiment more with these bright shades, more so next summer. But overall, I really like it. I really, really like it. You can see from the swatches, they look really nice, really high in pigment. But what I will say is these do not have a lot of fallout whatsoever. They are not the most creamy to the touch, but that can actually really be nice for when you're actually applying eyeshadow. Can be a little bit more buildable as opposed to it all just kind of, you know, sprinkling down on your face. Just some standout shades that I will point out here. This navy blue down here is so beautiful. It is so deep, and I can't wait to do a look with that one. This beautiful shimmery peach shade up here is the most beautiful all over the lid type of reflective color. I already talked about this guy down here. These oranges in here are so bright, and even just adding a touch of these oranges to, you know, a warm toned look I think is absolutely beautiful. And oh, I just put my nail in it. Great. But basically these are the ones I've been sticking to on a daily basis. Like, this is my jam as far as, you know, a transition shade. But overall, I think this palette is exciting, you guys. I really like it. I like the formulas in here. I was thinking this would be a really great gift for someone. I feel like if you have a makeup lover in your life for Christmas, I feel like they would be really excited by this, because I think it might be one that isn't as known out there in the makeup world right now. It also might be a really great option for someone who is like getting into makeup, wants one palette with lots of variety, lots of different tones. That's, I think, why I like this so much, is because there's warm tones and cool tones. And for me, I love a palette that has that mix in there. So overall, I really like it. I really do. There's no mirror up here, of course, which I think is a downfall for some people, but this is such a large palette that I wouldn't choose to travel with it, so I'm not that concerned about a mirror. And yeah, this shade, oh, this shade, you guys, is so cool. It is brown, like, it's, I don't know how to describe it, a coppery brown, but there's literally pink and purple shimmers in there, and when it's on the lid, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I've used that a couple times. But what do you guys think of this palette? Do you own it? Are you gonna pick it up? Do you wanna see a video with it? I was thinking, now that I've done like a little mini review in swatches, as I'm getting ready over the next week or something, I could film some looks and upload. I mean, am I getting too aggressive here? But I really like it. I think it's cool, and I think it's great to see it in the drugstore. And there's literally, I didn't even talk about this. We've got an actual highlighter yellow shade. I really like it. So that's it, guys. That's what I have to say about that. I hope you enjoyed this little kind of mini review. I'm using it all over my eyes today, by the way, kind of focused on the pinky shades in here. And I did it this morning, and I think it's held up pretty well. So there's that. I hope you guys are all doing super well. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe. I know I say this every time, but guys, next year, 2020 especially, YouTube, me and you, we have a date. We're back on. Alert the press. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.